Hello everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Whatever the time you are watching this video, I wish you have a great time. So, first of all, I welcome all the freshers of Indraprastha PU College. So, at the beginning itself, deep from my heart, I wish you all the best wishes for your new academic year. So, my dear students, you have joined to this institution with a lot of dreams, expectations, then hopes, determination, etc. So, we too support you to make your dream come true. And my dear students, from my side, I promise you that I will be with you always to support you and to get improvement in all the academic activities. So, this 2 years PUC course, let me talk about this 2 years PUC course. You know that this PUC science, especially you might have heard from your senior students telling that it's lot of work is there, lot of struggle we have to do. So it is right. This 2-year course, it is a time where you have to work a lot and you have to work continuously, effortlessly, with full effort and full dedication until you reach your goal. So until you reach your goal, maybe in getting the rank or maybe in getting a good admission in the good colleges wherever you desire. So to achieve this goal, your work should be continuous. You should not get affected by any external factors. Any external factors or any entertainments should not affect your studies. So it's like what Swami Vivekananda has said, awake, arise till you reach the goal. So likewise, in this 2 years course, you work very with the full dedication, with full responsibility and full effort, and make use of all the facilities provided to you, and then enjoy your fruit at the end of your course with your good result. So we will be always with you to support for all this during this course of time. And why we are telling to work hard, give a full effort is because this 2 years course is not a very simple thing, like very easy. You cannot take it very easy as you have taken in your previous classes. Maybe in the school timings, because there you had a lot of time to study and all. Here time is very short. Within that time, you have to do a lot of work. So this PUC lays a foundation for your future. So how much strong you building your foundation, you can withstand yourself at any hard situations. How you have joined here with a lot of expectations, dreams and all. We do have a lot of expectations on you. So I hope that you will give us a good result as well as lot of happy moments during your course of period. So you have to, with that confidence, I am moving forward, and you will be thinking now what this ma'am is giving speech when we don't know who is she and what subject she is handling. So students who are from this institution itself, they'll be knowing me, and the students of other institution, let me welcome them once again to this our institution, and let me introduce myself. I am Harinakshi PR, handling biology subject for your classes. Now, biology, if you tell about the biology, right? So, biology subject, first of all, this subject is not only handled by me. As you know that for each subject, there will be 2 staffs will be there. 2 staff will divide the portion and will be completing the portion. Biology subject. Biology means what? Study of living things. So, Biology is one of the interesting subject. As far as I am concerned, I am very much interested in knowing about biology and more advancement in the biology field. And I opted biology after my during my course of study because I was very interested in knowing about animal life. So even I too want to congratulate to you because you also opted a right subject where you have a lot of opportunities to continue your career. So some of the areas where a biology students can opt for opportunities where you have in the after your PUC, I'll mention some of the areas. I may not be able to tell all those, but still some of the main areas where you have the opportunities. Let me tell you, as you know, MBBS engineering. Anyhow, all of you are knowing. Then B Pharma, BSc Nursing, then BSc Physiotherapy, then BMS, BDS, then also BSc Agriculture. Then you can also opt for biotechnology. You can be a biotechnologist. You can be a microbiologist. You can also work in a natural conservation officer. Then also you can work in the pollution control board. Then even you can also offer management courses and even other basic courses. And even teaching is not less, where you have a lot of opportunities also there. So I must congratulate you for opting biology for this PUC academic year. Then one more thing, now I know few students will be in dilemma whether I have to go with biology or computer science is better. So this dilemma need not to carry out further, because whatever you heard from your seniors, or maybe you will be knowing that biology has a lot of syllabus is more, you have to study more, you have to do the diagrams more, and you have to work a lot for this, and you will not get free time like of computer science students. But let me tell you, students, if you are working properly and complete your work on time, you are not going to get burdened with the work. Okay, and enjoy your work. Enjoy the drawing. It is also a good time pass, right? So enjoy drawing, enjoy your writing, and do your work on time. Then you will get the pleasure of your duties, so that automatically you will be able to handle your task very easily. So now one more thing is that how much you are facing the difficulties, you are going to get more strong. You are becoming stronger and stronger, is it? So you are going to be a strong student, and you are going to be a strong person. How much risk you are taking and accepting it, right? Okay. So hope you got a brief introduction about myself and about the subject. Now let me start the subject. Before starting the subject, we should know the syllabus, right? So we'll see the syllabus. This is the biology syllabus for the year for this first PUC. So as you know that it has theory and practical. So this biology curriculum is framed in such a way that a student must able to exposed. It should be able to expose to the various branches of biology in this more contextual manner and in the systematic manner of in the curriculum. So that's why you can see all the branches of biology are included in the all units. Almost very systematically it is it is provided to you, and not in a very deep manner, but still, but it gives an idea what are the areas of biology where you have various of branches of biology as well as. So theory, it carries 70 marks. Then practical, it carries 30 marks. Practical syllabus we will see later during the lab hours. Theory, it has 70 marks. And if the exam, while writing the exam duration is 3 hours and maximum marks is 70 marks. You have 5 units are there. Okay, and 5 units. The first unit, it is a diversity of living organisms, where you will study about the biodiversity. What are the various organisms present on our earth? So how it is classified? Then other branch also will understand. There is a taxonomy also there, a branch of biology itself. So it has 4 chapters in it. Wherever written in a bracket, it means that number of chapters in that each unit. So first unit, it's a diversity of living organisms. In that we have 4 chapters. It carries 15 marks. Then structural organization in plants and animals. In that it has 3 chapters and mark is 8. Then cell structure and cell function, it is a part of cytology where you will get 3 chapters, where you have to study 3 chapters and mark allotted is 15 marks. Then physiology, in that plant physiology and animal physiology. You know that botany and zoology. So like that plant physiologies are there, animal physiology also there. So plant physiology has 5 chapters in it and it carries 15 marks. And animal physiology, it carries 7 marks, and altogether it has animal physiology has 7 chapters in it, in which it has 17 marks. So altogether it will have 70 marks weightage. Next, now we may have some changes in the syllabus of biology as we are in the now situation of facing this coronavirus. So maybe there will be slight changes will be there. So once it will be updated, we will follow that. Now currently this is the syllabus, and any changes comes to you, we will be following during our class time. Okay, so hope got cleared about this syllabus. So let us start to study now biology. Yes, yeah. So which chapter? Let us start. What's the first unit? First unit is diversity of living organism. So I am going to handle the first unit. In that, not the first chapter I am going to take. I am going to take the second chapter in the diversity of living organisms. So ready students? Ready to study biology? Ready to learn biology? So with full determination, with full concentration, must attend the class. Now one more thing, how to write the notes. Okay, how to write the notes, what are the things you should have when you are studying the biology. I know, now textbook you may not be having, it's no problem. Since you are using the mobile nowadays, PDF file are available for biology syllabus. We will be sending you, and if you want, you just give an information so that we will send you the PDF file. Then textbook compulsory for PUC, especially for NCERT syllabus. Reading the textbook is very much important. Then make a proper notes. Write the notes neatly, clearly, with good handwriting. A good handwriting matters a lot. Okay, so maintain that good, neat way of writing. And I encourage using of different colors to highlight the main points, some of the heading, all those you can make use of. So I might have seen, I have used here different colors. So likewise, you make your notes attractive, but don't make it mess with the unwanted colors and all. Wherever is required, you highlight that or just write with a different pen. Either you can use black or red pen and write the notes clearly, neatly, and these notes you are going to use till your completes your bachelor's degree. So that will be very useful. If you maintain these notes properly, it will be a benefit for you. So make a practice of writing the notes neatly. So our this chapter, it's a unit 1. In that chapter 2, what is that chapter name? It is biological classification. Biological classification. Biological classification. So let me start with the biological classification itself. That means what is a biological classification means. Definition for biological classification. Biological classification is it's a systematic arrangement of organisms into groups and subgroups based on their similarities and dissimilarities and arranging them in the order of taxonomical hierarchy. Okay, this is like arranging your books in order, or how to, because on our earth we have a diverse animals and plants are there. So if it is not divided, if it is not identified properly, it is difficult for us to work. Suppose if you work on a plant, so you are going to write a paper on that. That means you have to give an introduction, or you have to tell on which plant you have studied or to which group they belongs to, right? So all this work already done. Scientists have done all these attempts are made, and they have divided and they have kept ready everything. So we just have to make use of that system of classification. So what is biological classification, or define biological classification? So definition for biological classification is systematic procedure of arranging organisms into groups and subgroups based on their similarities and dissimilarities. It is a systematic arrangement of organisms into groups and subgroups and systematic arrangement of organisms into groups and subgroups on the basis, on what basis it is divided? That is on the basis of similarities and dissimilarities, and placing them in taxonomic hierarchy, and placing them in taxonomic hierarchy. So placing them in the taxonomic hierarchy is known as biological classification. So biological classification means systematic arrangement of organisms into groups and subgroups based on their similarities and dissimilarities and placing them in the taxonomic hierarchy. So what is this taxonomic hierarchy? Might have heard this because you might have learned in your 8th or 9th standard itself. So let me give an example for this. Taxonomic hierarchy means arranging of these units, taxa. That means we know that kingdom, class, order, phylum, all those divisions are there. No? So arranging this taxa in a ascending or descending order, we call it as taxonomic hierarchy. Now I'll give an example. Now we know that coronavirus has locked all of us inside and it is roaming around with the full josh. So let me give a systematic classification or a taxonomic hierarchy of coronavirus. So I'm not going to give all the kingdom, class and all. Just I'll give, it belongs to the class Pisoni Vieridae. Pisoni Vieri sets. Belongs to the class Pisoni Vieri sets and it belongs to the family Coronavieridae. Just I used only two taxa here. It belongs to the family Coronavieridae. Viridie. So like this, you might have understood the arrangement of taxonomic hierarchy, that is kingdom, class, kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, and species. This is how we arrange these taxa into ascending or descending order. So this biological classification involves arranging these organisms into a particular groups, and also based on their how they are arranged into particular groups based on their similarities and dissimilarities, and given a proper identification. Now let us understand why this biological classification is needed. Is it important? Why it is important? So it important because it helps in identification as well as identification and classification of organisms, as well as it makes our study easier. So importance of this biological classification. Importance is that it helps in identification of organisms and understanding the relationship between them. Helps in identification of importance of biological class. It helps in identification of organisms. Now, for example, just now I told you that coronavirus belongs to the family Coronaviridae. It belongs to the class Pisonivirusetes. That means you are able to identify, yeah, it belongs to this class order. So it helps in identification of organisms and also helps in understanding the relationship. Understanding the relationship. For understanding the relationship between the different groups of organisms, among different groups of organisms. So this is the advantage of biological classification. So what is biological classification and importance of biological classification? So the organisms which were present in the past also we are able to understand it because of this arrangement what they have made for arranging them for what they have made, and that made us to made our work easy, and we are able to understand the relationship between those organisms existed in the past and in the present. So in this video, I have given only the definition and the function of biological classification. In the coming video, we will understand the historical background and about the 5 kingdom classification. So we will continue in the next video. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Now, again, I will continue with the biological classification about the historical background. I will give a brief introduction about that, and later I will continue the remaining part of that. So, what are the attempts made by the different scientists to understand, to arrange these organisms into different groups? So, these attempts is not started years back, about centuries back. Okay, almost this has started before centuries itself. So these attempts to classify the organisms has started centuries ago. It has started almost centuries ago. So it was the earlier attempts was not scientific, but later some of the scientists has brought a systematic and more scientific manner of arrangement of groups and have divided the organisms into various groups. So first, the historical background. What are the attempts made to understand? What are the attempts made to understand the what are the attempts made to classify the organisms? The first attempt was made by Aristotle. First attempt was made by Aristotle. And one more thing to understand here is that the earlier attempts, what they made, it was based on the dependence. They were depending on the animals or plants for their food, shelter, or for survival. So based on their need, they classified. So that's why that system of classification was not scientific. It was unnatural, and they have not used all the characteristics. So that's why the earlier attempts of classification was not so successful. So the next natural system of classification was more successful than this. So I will continue with the scientists who involved in the classification of these organisms into various classes in the coming video.